Next. Oh, and what are you doing in Mexico?
Getting my hair done.
Oh, okay. I miss it. Oh, it looks.
You can tell, right?
Yeah, looks good, looks good. You have a good day, man. Take care.
You too. Hello, ma'am. There's been a lot of female body carriers. That has been a trend. It's fentanyl to heroin. Let me just check real quick. I'm typically looking for a person's behavior. Is a person nervous? So where are you taking this one? Why do you have this one?
We've been catching a lot more frequently. The trend is that it's a group of people, so at least 2 or 3 people coming together, and they're all body carrying.
What are you ladies doing today?
Back to Tucson. I cross often. I buy in a house. It's a lot cheaper over here. But my daughter, it's her first time crossing yet last night, and we stayed the night here. We're just crossing back for her.
Okay. All right, quick question. So this is your daughter.
Yeah, she just graduated from high school.
Oh yeah, you must be very proud of her.
Very, very proud of her.
Are you planning to go to college?
No.
Not really? Gotcha.
I've seen the mother before, and she usually gets referred to secondary for further inspection.
So it's her first time crossing over?
It's her first time.
Do you have any birth certificates or anything with her today?
She's 18 now.
Okay, but you have a social? Let me see. Thank you.
She has never crossed with anybody. She always crosses alone. That was kind of an eye-opener for me.
Right.
She's real paranoid.
All right, thank you.
Hold on, let's wait a second. Inspection for me.
We'll have you go in here, okay? Harry is trained to detect the presence and odor of narcotics, methamphetamines, ecstasy, heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, marijuana. Can you smoke marijuana? No. Use any drugs?
No.
Okay, nothing on you? No. Or inside your cavities?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna slide forward. We'll arm strict to the sky. Do not move, okay? Canine's one of our best tools. For a human, we smell a hamburger, and they smell the lettuce, they smell the bun, the sesame seeds, the mustard, tomato, etc. Canine did not alert to the daughter. Have a seat right in the middle of that silver bench, okay? Any drugs, anything illegal on your person? No. Both arms straight to sky. Do not move, okay? Go ahead and stand up. Sure you got nothing on you?
I don't have nothing, I promise. I'm on my period. Keep your hands on it.
I'm just giving you a heads up. He's allergic, okay?
Oh my God.
A canine will only hit on narcotics. They're not gonna hit on somebody's bodily fluids.
I'm not telling you. She became real defensive, which is a common tactic that they try to use to distract you.
You have to search me.
That's fine. This is what she's saying, okay? Let her just talk.
Okay?
The body carriers are getting good at it. You know, they're hiding them everywhere.
You want to come in here?
That's what the main concern is when you find out they do have something, but you want to make sure that their safety is a priority and that they're going to end up being okay in the end.
So number one thing is we want to get it out of them. Any point in time, the package can snap. We've seen it happen. Especially with fentanyl, one small drop that may get on the body can lead to an overdose.
All right, come on out now, okay?
Thank you, you're good. There was nothing. She had smoked marijuana earlier in the day, so the canine was possibly alerting to that. It's important to screen everybody because you never know what they have. You thought, oh, maybe at first she doesn't have anything, and she's saying she doesn't have anything, so I'll let her go. No, you have to really be confident you're letting her into the United States, knowing she doesn't have anything.
We probably need to look at that a little more in depth. So we received a package, which was an air conditioning unit from the shipping company that had originated in Mexico, came to the United States. They felt like something was wrong, so they went ahead and did a scan of the package and saw some anomalies inside of it. So from that point, they went ahead and contacted HSI in Atlanta, which was the actual destination for the package. And what we're about to do is get the compressor out and go ahead and test it. There you go. It's screwed in a little bit, so.
So
Maybe slide it in there.
Perfect.
There we go.
We got some on the inside here.
Yeah. And we can get to just testing that. So right now we're gonna probe into the compressor. I mean, I can get in like this,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
but as far as pulling anything out, let me see if I can just break some of it up.
And maybe port.
Yeah.
You got some right there.
A clear crystalline substance. See if we can get a positive reaction with this test kit. There you go. So this is positive for methamphetamine. Looks like this cap right here had been removed. That's probably how they inserted the drugs into the compressor.
They'll use compressors all the time to store the drugs or the money in these so the dogs don't hit on them because they're through metal. They can't smell it.
There's 2 kilos of methamphetamine concealed within this.
Yeah, see?
Like that.
Yeah.
We're reinstalling the compressor into the air conditioning unit, and we're doing that for the purpose of doing a controlled delivery in hopes of taking the people in custody that are actually having this shipped from the southwest border.
Bueno, bueno.
Laredo has 4 bridges crossing from the Mexican side. We'll trade strictly 100% only commercial merchandise. It's just trucks. Gracias. There's nothing small about it. Not the trucks, not the loads. The quantity of narcotics that are being stopped at that point is tremendous.
Open up one of these boxes, make sure this products look good. This is a major drug corridor because 2 hours north of us is San Antonio, Texas. Then after that connects all over the U.S. Clear? So it's important that we stop it here before it actually hits the U.S. ¿Me bajas estas? Sí. It's manifest as auto parts. So they sent this one from the primary lanes because these are the type of merchandise been known bringing narcotics.
Obvious tracing order, some type of disturbance.
If there's something in there, we're gonna have to go in there and get it.
Dog is tracing odor, some type of disturbance.
Okay. Listo, Choy. Yeah, it was that one. It was that one. See, esa. The middle one, right? The middle. Floor mats. The merchandise good. Cut a few pieces of the cardboard. A thin sheet of narcotics, that's all they need. Put it inside the cardboard. The places where they can hide is endless. It's good to go. The dog did show interest on this one. Could have been anything, but we checked it, we verified that it's good to go. We'll call the next batch, and so on and so on and so on.
What were you doing in Mexico?
Today I went to the dentist.
Anything in your pockets? You're good to go.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
Okay. Where are you going today?
Going to the bank.
To the bank? Para depositar dinero? O...
No, para sacar.
Oh, okay.
The trend in body carriers I see, it's more women. From the stories that body carriers have told me, it's a little bit easier for them to, one of them starts being a body carrier and they can talk their friends into it.
De nada. Next.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
I had something, but I don't know where it is right now.
Documents?
Yes.
You lost them?
Yes.
Did you lose them in Mexico?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah? Okay. Let's start with your photo. Take your mask off for me. And what were you doing in Mexico?
I live there.
You live there? Okay. Do you work?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for work?
I sell crap online.
You sell stuff online? Okay.
What kind of ID did you have for passport?
A driver's license.
You lost them.
No, I just misplaced it. I'm pretty sure I didn't lose it, but I'm not exactly sure where it is right now.
All right, ma'am, you're gonna come with me. Grab your bag. You're gonna put everything up here. Empty out your pockets for me. Any drugs? Weapons? No?
Take that full top jacket off.
I'm freezing. Can I just take the top one off?
Take them off.
Okay, cool.
Okay, just have a seat. We'll be right with you. She has no ID, lost it in Mexico.
Somebody who's crossing with no ID or hardly any proof of citizenship, low income, that's some good indicators for a referral to secondary. A lot of people body carrying sometimes think, well, if I don't have an ID, they can't know my real name or they can't look me up, but there are other ways to find out the person's true identity.
There you go, perfect. Do you smoke marijuana?
Yes.
Did you smoke today?
Yes.
All right, did you smoke wearing the same clothes?
Yes.
Do you use any other type of drug?
Yes.
What do you use?
Methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm. So meth and marijuana?
Mm-hmm.
You used meth earlier as well?
Yep.
Okay. Nothing on your person?
No.
Okay.
Drug use won't indicate that, they're already body carrying, but does give you a little higher level of suspicion.
Arms straight up. Do not move, okay? Here. Come on.
A lot of times they'll go to Mexico and they'll get a package with the body carry, and I've seen them get paid in smaller amounts of drugs, so their payment is, their own personal use of whatever they're bringing across.
Separate your feet.
It's also because they might want money to be buying more drugs over here, so they're thinking, I need a quick form of payment, I'm gonna go bring a package across.
Move your arms up, there you go. All right, come on up. Negative.
You can grab your jacket.
Anybody else?
Yeah. It was negative. She had no anomalies in her body, nothing that we found that raised our awareness a little bit more, so we let her know, and she was able to be down the road on her way.
So guys, we got a controlled delivery. Package arrived from Mexico. It's got meth inside. Pretty big air conditioning unit. We got a van already on site and everything, so we got location under surveillance. I don't know too much about the people in there. There's a couple of cars in the driveway. We'll send the UC in to deliver the box. Once it's inside, we'll just sit back and we'll monitor what transpires at the residence. And then at that point, we can make entry and everything. Any questions?
Methamphetamine predominantly comes from the southwest border from Mexico. We are a hub for the United States, so pretty much everything comes through Atlanta before it gets outsourced to, say, Chicago, North Carolina, New York, East Coast, anywhere around there. So since COVID hit, it kind of shut down the border, so the amount of drugs that are coming through the mail is ridiculous. And, you know, meth, heroin, cocaine, they're killing our kids, they're killing adults, it's ruining lives. By taking drugs off the street, we feel like we're saving lives. Yeah, I see it right now.
All right, cool. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. So we're in position with a view of the house. I mean, this just looks like it's a typical single-family residence. The windows are blacked out. It's so you can't see it. I think the upper windows, I don't even know if they have blinds on them or if they have like black plastic or something over the windows. So hopefully everybody else will get set up here in just a few minutes and we'll send in the package. Let them go ahead and deliver it and then see where we go from there.
UC's on site.
Okay. All right. Yeah. See him coming out now. UC is at the steps walking up to the door. But nobody's coming to the door. No contact at the door. Here comes a car. Turning in the driveway right now.
Yeah, that's it.
Female is out. I can see the male in there.
Go time, go time.
Here comes a car.
Go time, go time.
UC still on the porch. Female is out. The female is signing for it.
She signed for the package.
And the male went in through the garage door.
The mail to go inside. Looks like you're going through to get to the front door to take the package inside.
So with the package inside the house, we don't want to just rush in there because we're kind of hoping they cut into that compressor and pull the drugs out. So right now we're just in a waiting game.
Nothing on you to declare today?
Nothing to declare, sir. I got my lunch.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day, okay?
What are you bringing with you from Mexico? beer? You gonna have a party? I got you, St. Patrick's Day. So I like that. Presently, we are finding a lot more body carriers in vehicles. Pre-COVID, we found a lot of carloads. And after we started kind of catching on to the smugglers' tactics, they moved on to something a little harder, which is body carriers inside vehicles.
Hello, how you doing, ma'am? You cross often, ma'am?
I do.
Yeah.
Once a week, I cross about once a week.
Okay. Hold on, ma'am. 111, lane 6.
Every time, I go through this every single time.
The female driver, she is nervous and she crosses frequently.
Okay, ma'am, this way.
So I sent her to secondary for secondary inspection.
You smoke? I do. What do you smoke? I smoke marijuana, but...
Right now?
No, I haven't.
Are you sure? She did say she smokes marijuana, and I kind of smelled it when she opened up the car. How long were you in Mexico for?
I've been there since Tuesday.
Tuesday? That's it? How long you been living down here?
I live in Tucson. I've lived in Tucson since August.
August, and you still have an Alabama driver's license?
I don't have my birth certificate.
Oh, I got you. She has an Alabama driver's license. So what are you doing down here? How did you meet your boyfriend? What was your boyfriend doing in Alabama? All right, are you bringing anything with you from Mexico?
No.
You bring any drugs from Mexico? Medicine from Mexico?
I don't have anything. I used to be on probation, but I got off in January.
Okay. She definitely checked a lot of our boxes on what we're looking for. You're gonna follow me real quick. So we're just gonna kind of deep dive and see what else we can find with her. Just take a seat, all right?
¿Dónde va? Vamos a darle la ventanilla. Gracias. One of my biggest things that I look for is how new the trailer is, the crossings, how often do they cross. ¿De dónde vienen? Other than that, I also focus a lot on the companies that are transporting the actual commodity. Buenas. Normalmente, ¿qué cruzan con la compañía? ¿Cruzan de qué? ¿Qué es lo que normalmente traen con ustedes? So I've been running some queries and looking into the commodity he's bringing across. And it shows that it's coming from a city in Mexico that's known for its cartel activities. And it's going out of state to another city that's known really big for its trafficking of narcotics. Bueno, señor, pásele rayos, por favor.
Is it that one? Private officer told us that he selected one to look further into. It's manifested as acrylic waterproof paint going to Georgia. It's probably more than 500 buckets or more, I can't tell. Listo, Choy. See what it looks like. We have a X-ray van that we can individually scan these buckets to see if there's some kind of narcotics bundle inside. You want to help me check them on that side? Check these two out. All right, here goes one. so you can't really tell too much of a difference. It just looks dense on the inside. So far, this shipment looks pretty legit, but being the fact that it is buckets and there has been previous seizures of narcotics in buckets, there you go. The next step would be to physically open up these buckets and check out what's inside. Could be, you know, anything. Ready? That one has paint. Next one. All right, so as I picked up this one, I noticed that this one was a little bit lighter than the other ones, and they shouldn't be. They should all weigh the same. Nope, that's definitely not acrylic paint, I'll tell you that. Nope, that's definitely not acrylic paint, I'll tell you that. You guys see that? So those are gonna be the ones that actually have that acrylic paint. We opened up the buckets and we noticed that some of them, you know, have a white color to them and some of them have a clear liquid. But can it be water or something else? Yeah, maybe, right? So let me get a test kit right now. So we break one of these, each one of these ampullets, there's 3 of them, from left to right. And then they should have the, after you break the last one, it should have the reaction. And there it is. You see the blue right there? It's letting you know that it's positive for the properties of methamphetamines. Told you.
If I'm lazy, I'm just gonna check the one on the top or the first ones in the back of the trailer.
Yeah.
That's why we off-roaded all the trailers.
Yeah.
Make sure we can do a good inspection.
These are 5-gallon buckets, right? You know, so these guys, what they'll do, they'll mix it, they'll put 1 or 2 buckets in the whole pallet. If you think about it, 1 or 2 buckets, that's all they really need to get across. We're gonna check all of them, make sure which ones have acrylic and which have narcotics. So we're gonna have to physically open each bucket. There's about what? About 24 pallets? So yeah.
Times 32 buckets.
So we're looking like a long night ahead of us.
Lane 5.
They have a female driver that presented an Alabama driver's license. She says she currently resides in Tucson and she comes down weekly to come see her boyfriend that got deported.
Which one, this one?
That Alabama driver's license was recently issued, so that raised a lot of questions. I also smelled some marijuana. Marijuana is newly legal in most states, including Arizona. However, it is still illegal federally, so you still cannot bring any sort of marijuana products through the international border. I'm gonna go do the 7. The next step is for me to call a canine and see what the canine can detect, if he can pinpoint something, as well as I'm gonna go ahead and search her. I'm gonna pat her down and make sure she doesn't have anything illegal on her. All right, just follow me real quick. Done this before?
Every time I come across, once a week, I go through this.
Once a week they pat you down? Oh. We're just gonna make sure you don't have anything else that you're not supposed to, and then we'll get you on your way, okay? All right, just go ahead and sit real quick. Negative. There is nothing derogatory that we can find on her, within her, internally, anything like that. You're good. Just make sure you close everything, okay?
However, it was still a good stop to take a closer look at her, especially because she checked so many boxes. Unfortunately, that's part of our job. The only way we can find things is if we try, even though she didn't have anything. But who knows, maybe the next person with those same boxes will end up finding something.
So just a few minutes ago, we observed they were real eager and excited that the package actually arrived.
The mail is out at the pickup right now. He didn't come out with the package, but he's just out at the vehicle.
He did look up the street. Okay, yeah, he has a yellow and black bag, almost like a tool bag. So that could be an indicator that he's actually going to break into the air conditioner and try to retrieve the product.
Y'all moving in?
We're moving.
Copy.
Please, let more! Please, let more!
People on the landing running back and forth. Inside the bedroom.
Please, let more! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Here! Abby, get on me!
Man, come on. Come on. Come down. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. They could see two subjects running back and forth. Finally, the female came down. Sit down. Was able to bring her out. She was frantic, yelling the whole time. I'm gonna move him over here.
Sit. Down. Is you two? Go.
Yeah, I think they found a bag of methamphetamine in that closet.
Okay. So the bag of meth they found, that's probably not from that's something extra.
Yeah, it's probably not from the
Air conditioner, okay.
Still sitting in the living room.
Oh, it is? They took photos, went ahead and searched the house.
So this box here is the box that was done today in the controlled delivery. And inside the box is the AC unit that came in from Mexico. So the individuals here in the residence started taking it apart and getting to the frame off the AC unit, and the compressor still inside that contains the methamphetamine.
It's still intact, but it's like everything else was stripped off. They were just 2 screws away from getting it out. The black and yellow bag that actually I observed come out of the target vehicle, that bag is sitting right next to the AC unit. It's looking closer like that may have been the actual tool bag that they brought out to undo the air conditioner.
So after we made entry into the house, we came up the stairs here, just the top levels. When we came into the house, a female appeared, and we were able to detain her. And then we knew from there was still a male in the house when we were searching. We worked our way down here in this bedroom here, and there was a male hiding in the closet with a trash bag, like next to him, trying to like cover him.
This is the shelf that substance that appeared to be methamphetamine was just sitting out in the open.
Yeah.
And then amongst the clothing is where we found the box that contained the large quantity of pills. We found a batch of pills that are unknown at this time. I mean, it could be anything from Oxycontin, Xanax, fentanyl pills. We don't know yet. We're just gonna actually have them tested at a later date and find out exactly what it is. So we found an additional amount of methamphetamine. All that's coming from Mexico into the United States. This is success for us because we're taking this stuff off the streets and we feel like we're saving lives because somebody could OD on some of this stuff. But we just press on.
Is a supervisor in there? It's for body carrying. Copy, sir.
This is her stuff.
Definitely looks like pills. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. We're gonna test it locally. This afternoon, a female traveler came through the port of entry here at Decancini, and a primary officer noticed some discrepancies in her travel. Got sent for secondary inspection. Speaking with the traveler, she couldn't really elaborate on her details in Mexico, how long she was down there for, why she was down there. We did a pat down of the traveler, and we located some narcotics inside of her person. All right, so we've taken the package over to our testing area. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a quick rapid test. Bring it back to our solution. We're gonna keep it in here and stir for a minute. Here we go. Here we go. And it's starting to come in now. It's faint, but it's getting stronger. You'll see the single strip of a pink line that indicates positive for fentanyl. One on 7 grams. We got some more drugs off the street. A lot of these travelers don't realize putting these drugs inside their body puts them in harm's way. They could end up in a hospital. They may not even make it across the border. We're gonna go ahead and seal these off. We're gonna place them into our vault. And then in the meantime, we're waiting for the HSI agent to arrive on scene and speak with the traveler.
Good. Good.
The controlled delivery that we've conducted today is over. We're basically wrapping everything up in the house. The evidence has already been moved.
Inside this room, there's a shrine.
Got a statue of Jesus Malverde. Jesus Malverde is a Robin Hood-like figure that may or may not have existed in the Sinaloa area of Mexico back in the 1800s. He's considered a patron saint for the narco traffickers. I've learned that Jesus Malverde's popularity has risen in response to poverty and the violence against the Mexican people and everything else that they had been experiencing. They have offerings, basically. So they do alcohol. They always have a candle lit. They provide some cash. There's a bag of marijuana sitting on top of his head.
There's an additional shrine that's in the closet. The guy, a chicken with its head cut off.
We don't usually move stuff from these shrines because it's bad luck.
They got the Bible of Santa Muerte right here.
So Santa Muerte means Saint Death. It's usually a female in a skeleton form that people pray to. They believe that if they're living a dangerous life and they pray to Santa Muerte, that it's going to be protecting them. Every place we go in that has a shrine like this, They always have something different.
Here's the garage. There's a scale here sitting on top of some boxes in this garage.
But with the scales, they're obviously used to weigh out the product, so when somebody's coming to buy it, they'll weigh it in front of them and show them exactly how much they have and stuff. But that's sitting in plain view. They package this stuff up for sale. Looks like it's a shop. They got a cash register with quite a bit of money in there. You want to bring her down to me? I've never seen a storefront like this where actual customers will come into the house, so this was very odd. Come on. What everyone needs to remember is that addiction is a big problem and it fuels the drug trade. It's just meeting the demand of the users in this area. So until the demand goes down, the supply won't go down.
We'll check out all these buckets. So we'll drill a hole in each one. That's what we found a faster way to do it. So if the acrylic comes out like on these right here, we'll know those don't have any narcotics. And these that we checked a little while ago that we opened up, they do have narcotics, so we'll set them on this side. Well, Homeland Security special agents, they're interviewing the driver at a waiting area right now. The driver half the time doesn't know about the shipment having anything illegal.
That breaking bag right there.
We're used to seeing the crystal meth in crystals or in powder. It's pretty rare to see it in liquid form. Their main goal is always to get it across, so they're always going to utilize different methods. It's always changing. The trends are always changing. That one's ready to be taken over there. So the other ones that didn't have any narcotics will be put back on the pallets, shrink wrap. They will be put back in a trailer, pending destruction. How many buckets were they? Do you guys know? Huh?
28.
They had a final weight of 560 kilograms with an estimated street value of $24 million. Yeah, it's a significant seizure. Teamwork, team effort. You know, that's what we're here for, finding narcotics. So when we find narcotics, it's like, hey, we did our job. This will be turned over to HSI, and they will continue the investigation to see if they can get any more arrests.